Today was Wednesday, May the 10th, and this is a letter to my unborn son. Son, they say great moments are born in great opportunities. Learning how to generate these chances lends great worth to understanding our value in the field. Initial reaction will determine which ball court decides our fate. Carpe diem. Do not be afraid to draw. You will need mistakes to draw back on as the stakes will increase. No surprises as all impact is gauged. You know your arsenal, so condition as such. It is not safe. Your level of urgency will be chastened throughout life. Remain vigilant. Increased pressure always follows disparity. Combat this concurrently with forward thinking, and you will avoid disappointment. Cower, and this is where the enemy will deplete you. Great opportunities, I believe we make those, to a certain degree. We recognize great moments, and I think there's a line drawn right there. We're fed or we're misled. The moment might not be what we thought it'd be. Our judgment might be off. Or it's a great opportunity, and something good follows. With a better understanding of ourselves, we can determine, which ball court we want to decide. I think that happens young, before, mid-school age, but go for it. Go for what you know. Trust yourself and follow those right opportunities. Eliminate mistakes through chances you take. Keep your mistakes down. A success will follow, but we can't be foolish. We have to assess and dance, in that court. We dance, and it's only to our ability, and that's why it's called fate in the end, and that's where we should know. That's where we should develop that sense, that inner sense to know where to secure ourselves at. It's all about peace. It's all about strength. It's all about confidence, to get that happiness. And so many of us, man, we're getting caught up. We're getting caught up by that moment. We're losing to that moment. We're dying for that moment. And for what? For $50? For $20? For nothing, And then we want to pump our chest and beat our chest when we rob and shoot somebody. Don't leave that to my kids. Don't leave that to your family. It's pressure. Yeah, everything will give us pressure. Everything gives us pressure. And we're molded by that. Be careful of impact. Be careful of provocation. Don't provoke unless warranted, because that's where the attitude comes in at. You've heard of shady attitudes. You've heard of, bad attitudes. Don't tread on me, Don't tread on me. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. and avoid provocation because it isn't safe, you know? There's more and more out there. That's why it's important to help grow each other instead of shoot each other down. But, you know, we're caught up. Opportunities. Disparity. It's hard to, maybe it's hard to see and hard to miss disparity. I don't, you know, I know you can feel disparity. Disparity is a feeling, you know, and when we start to react out of disparity, react because of pressure, react because of eyes, react because of expectations and not truth, then there goes our floor, you know, there goes our feet. You know, disparity is a, you know, leads to pressure, and we have to keep that low within ourselves, or you know, we're not going to make it. You know, I think the biggest point that I can think of right now is that we have to think concurrently. You know, we should be educated on what that means, because as moments stack, we begin to recollect. We have this memory, we have this recollection, and that's not a good thing. You know, that's a consecutive mindset to me. We think consecutively versus concurrently, and that's not forward thinking. That will lead to a shady attitude. That will trigger us to anger, to flawed communication, putting a hand up to each other, you know, and not letting that mode flow back and forth. You know, so think about that, you know, and understand disappointment. Sometimes we bring it on ourselves. Sometimes the world will surprise us with it. And our conditioning will take care of that. But we can't be upset. We can't be led to anger when we disappoint ourselves. You know, it's called entitlement, you know. Avoid that. You know, it's easier said than done. And real quick, just the social media, it's hard, you know, it's difficult to navigate through that when you're young, but be wary. You know, it's triggering our emotions, where my perspective today was, you know, from an old perspective, an old school perspective is, you know, family used to sit and talk and progress together. We wouldn't progress like this. We didn't progress instantly. We didn't progress digitally, you know. But have your senses on to that, because when we put our hand up to a mode of communication, especially when it's involving love from our family, a lot of damage is done by thumbing it when we really should be engaged to a situation that is sitting right next to us in the flesh. You know, good luck with that.